Shalom. I'm going to start off by giving all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaRakakadash. Double honors to the apostles, there's a great millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Coming at you with another quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. You can't make this up. I just spoke on this yesterday of how there will be a free-for-all here in America, Babylon the Great. And what did I talk about in that lesson? I talked about how you will have whole police departments leaving, okay? Now, they're doing it for the reason of, they're saying that the $22 an hour pay, saying there is zero incentive to work there, right? Now, remember, what did I say yesterday in the lesson? I said the way they're going to feel is that the reward is not worth the risk. Or the risk that they have to put themselves or put their lives in jeopardy is not worth the reward. They said they're going to rather band up, stay together amongst themselves, right? Or go on their own missions separately to protect their families. I said this already, and I made this statement when society will collapse, right? Or when society is in its stages of collapsing, you're going to see a lot of police departments doing this, coming to the realization of it's not worth it. So let's just read this real quick. It says an entire police department quit over $22 an hour pay, saying there is zero incentive to work there. The entire police force of a small city in Minnesota quit their jobs, NBC News reported. The police chief said the $22 an hour pay gave zero incentive for officers to be on call. The city will rely on the sheriff's office while it seeks to rebuild the department, the mayor said. The entire police force of a small Minnesotan city collectively resigned, potentially leaving the city just over 1,000 people without a functioning police department, according to officials. NBC News reported that all employees at a Goodhue Police Department quit their roles over pay issues, citing Mayor Ellen Anderson Buck speaking at a city council meeting on Monday. Let's read further down. He said that their hourly wage of $22 was considerably lower than the $30 per hour minimum offered by other departments. There's zero incentive to come out here to a small town, low pay, being on call, affecting your free time and everything else, he said, per NBC News. In addition to Smith, another full-time officer, 5 part-time employees resigned on Friday following the news that Smith was stepping down, AP reported. This is heartbreaking to us, Mayor Ellen Anderson Buck said Monday, according to AP. The news agency reported that the mayor said the mass exodus of police officers came as a surprise because the council had given officers a 5% pay increase and Smith a $13,000 raise earlier this year. But that's pretty much the point, And they're leaving behind pay, right? They're leaving behind the pay wages. Oh, see? How much more when they feel that they should be rather at home protecting their families instead of policing the streets when it's going to be complete chaos out here? How much more? How much more with the, think about the people in that city, right? There's 1,000 people. It's a small town, right? Population of 1,000 plus, whatever. And there's only so many officers there, okay? Probably like 2-3 sheriffs, and a few other officers, just patrolling and on call, right? Probably not a super bad area, but within that small town community, you don't think that there are not individuals that are into crime? You best believe it. All manners of crime. But guess what? Now there is no one there to police it. So what does that tell that person that is into crime to do? Oh, I got free reign. It's a free-for-all. GTA for me. Who gonna stop me? I can commit all sorts of crimes. But guess what? This is coming to a city near you. We're telling you, this is coming to a city near you. Right? Now, that was just, something I wanted to touch on because it popped up on my phone. Now, I initially, okay, wanted to do a report on this, okay, all through the spirit. But since that popped up on the phone, hey, I had to speak on it. All right, all praise Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, so this, all right, this is Washington's landing neighbors embrace new weapon in the war on spotted lanternflies. And we spoke on this, I personally spoke on this in different previous lessons. And even when we did a camp, right, by the waters, you seen the issue that me and the brothers had a couple weeks back with these lanternflies flying everywhere on us, where we had to actually move further down where they was less bothering us, but they were still around. But when you look at this is like a plague. Okay, you got to look at this like a plague. What these lanternflies are doing, okay, they are destroying the crops. They are destroying trees, all manners of plants, flowers, everything, and there is nothing that can stop them because they're not native to this land. Okay, so they don't have a I believe it's a predator to get rid of them. Right? I believe that's the word. Correct me if I'm wrong. But nevertheless, let me get a scripture real fast. So I don't want to just, make this just ramble on. Let's type this in. It's the book of Slovakia. Second Ezra chapter 15 verse 11, it says, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof." You see? So if you already in a know, or if you don't know, America, Babylon the Great is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. This is the new Egypt that we're in. So the Lord said he's going to smite Egypt with plagues as before. Okay? All manners of plagues is coming to this place. Right? This is like a plague. You see? Let's look up that word plague. In an etymology, P-L-A-G-E, plague, it says affliction, calamity, evil, scourge, severe trouble or vexation, a malignant disease, pestilence, affliction, slaughter, destruction. From the Latin plaga, stroke, wound, probably from root of plangere, to strike, lament, a blow. Oh, look, meaning epidemic that causes many deaths. Right? It says to infest with disease or other natural calamity. Let me see. The sense of vex, harass, bother, annoy. Okay, hey, and this is what's happening with these lanternflies. These things are everywhere. And look, I do landscaping. Me and the brother in the camp, we do landscaping, so we see these things everywhere. We see them destroying people's trees and plants and flowers, everything. Not only that, just on your day-to-day walk, especially here in PA. Where we're located, the city we're located in Pittsburgh, bro, these things are everywhere. People, you know how, I don't know if y'all know, but, a few years back, let's just say like the 2000s, early 2000s, even as when I was younger than that, as a child, You know how there used to just be a whole bunch of bees outside, just everywhere. You be outside playing, and you be trying to get away from them. These are like this. These are like them, but way worse, because these are everywhere. And bees really won't bother you like that unless you bother them. Not these. These things will fly on you at any given time of day, no matter what. They just fly on you. Yeah, and they're everywhere. So it's like these things are. Thought one just flew on me. These things are really harassing people. So it says, look, they are suddenly everywhere. As I write, this is the spotted lanternflies continue their slow, silent march, invading my deck. A few black spotted nymphs over here, 2 more mature red spotted nymphs over there. They prance across the deck railing, peer from behind the downspouts, and at times seem to drop biblically from the sky, landing on me. Right? This is someone's telling you what they went through dealing with them. It says, here comes one now, skittering across my laptop. Its pointy head held high as if proud to find itself at the center of discussion. He prances across the FDSA keys onto the caps lock button before scuttling onto the table. I lift up my coffee cup and bring it squarely down on him. This is what I have come to. It says they are quick, but I have learned to be quicker. With the eyes and their sides of their tiny squishy heads, they cannot see directly above, which is where I learned to poise the fly swatter or my foot or my magazine or any improvised weapon to kill them. Splat. Okay. It says, I have been engaged in this blood sport since June, swatting these nasty, invasive plant hoppers that originated in Asia. Yeah, like I said, they're not native to Babylon. These things was brought here in some form or way. I don't know how, but they were brought here. And it probably was E. We know E probably brought them here. It says they suck. This is what they do. It says they suck the sap from bark and can damage or kill hardwood trees, grapevines, and actual agricultural crops. And the honeydew substance they secrete soon turns to black mold, and it's really hard to get off, right? And they actually kill these trees, man. I seen it firsthand. Okay, a customer he had a nice big tree in his backyard. Killed it, man. Black mold everywhere. Man, that tree's probably broke now. Probably cracked in half. The damage they done to that tree. It says, it wasn't long before my gentle, loving doodle jumped in, battling the bugs with his beefy paws. Whatever. But here go an image of what it can look like. The damage that these lanternflies have done. You see? Anymore. It says, but yeah, you be hearing about these things, from all manners of people. Like I said, they're harassing people. These things are like a plague, man. For real. But see, more plagues are coming. That's why the Lord says, what? I'm going to plague Egypt, right? I'm going to smite Egypt. I'll read it again. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before and will destroy all the land thereof. Okay? And look, they are destroying, like I said, they're destroying the land. They're destroying the plants. They're destroying different crops. They're destroying trees. You see? Bro, the Lord is crushing this place from the inside out. You see? And this is just one of the plagues. Now, let's go into... Y'all want to read it? I think I want to read the one in the Apocrypha. So I really want to get to the point for the sake of time. Let's see if I can find it real fast. I wonder if it's this. Yeah, so this is so this is dealing with ancient Egypt. Okay, so Judith chapter 5 verse 12, it says, I'll start at verse 11. Therefore the king of Egypt rose up against them and dealt subtility with them and brought them low with laboring and brick and made them slaves, talking about the Israelites. So the Egyptians had us in captivity, the Israelites, right? It says, then they cried unto their power, and he smote all the land of Egypt with incurable plagues, so the Egyptians cast them out of their sight. And this is what Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua is going to do what? To ancient Egypt. I mean, not ancient Egypt, Salakia. As he have done into ancient Egypt, this is going to take place into modern day Egypt, America, Babylon, and Crete. Okay, as we're crying out to our power, right? As the elect is crying out for the sign and crying out the abominations that's being done in the midst thereof, the Lord's going to smite this Egypt with incurable plagues. You see? It says, so the Egyptians cast them out of their sight. You know? And we ain't got to worry about that in this time, because the Lord going to deliver us out of his sight. He's going to deliver the elect out of this devil's sight. You see? Until it's time what? To come down off those chariots and round those Edomites up that's gonna be hiding, in those different bunkers and things of that sort. And what? We're gonna place them with chains and fetters of iron. You see? And they're going right there, a lanternfly. Just tearing the flowers and things up. But yeah, there's look, America don't even know. It talks about Babylon will Babylon be healed? Babylon cannot be healed. You see? That's why it says look, incurable plagues. You see? So, I rambled on a little bit too much. That was just something quick to the spirit. Lord willing, hope it was edifying. Until next time, I want to say shalom.